It was estimated that 17 million American children could go hungry and face food insecurity this year. Before the pandemic, districts were only reimbursed by the federal government for students enrolled in the National School Lunch Program. There were some potential barriers to families applying for and students receiving the free and reduced meals. They were required to disclose their immigration status, provide a social security number, and also the more general stigma around receiving free lunches. Many families were barely over the annual income requirement, so they couldn't qualify. The caps would shift annually, but did not take the cost of living into account in more expensive states like California, because they were based off federal poverty measures. Because of COVID-19, the U.S. Department of Agriculture committed to pay for school meals for all students through the upcoming school year. This resulted in food relief efforts such as grab-and-go pickup stations and grocery drop-offs. 134 million meals were provided for Californian families. There were many more families receiving meals than ever before. California Senator Nancy Skinner was quoted saying, "That just goes to show the need that there was." This resulted in a universal student meal program bill being brought to the state Senate. Previously, there was occasional relief for unpaid lunch bills, but a statewide student meal program hadn't seemed possible before. California had a tax surplus that they were able to contribute to school meals. The Senate Bill 364 passed with bipartisan support. 3.9 million students, 63% of California's student body, participated in the free and reduced lunch programs that existed previously. Now all 6.2 million students would automatically receive free breakfasts and lunches. School is a place where students go to learn, but they can't do their best if their basic needs aren't being met. School is now not only a place for learning, it's where you can get food which helps support your learning. When students are hungry, they are unable to focus and learn to their full potential. It becomes more challenging for them to make choices. Hunger affects things from behavior in the classroom to their physical development. Also, with students being fed, parents have a little more money to help with other things and to invest back into the economy. Senator Skinner was also quoted saying, "We know that many Californian children are food insecure, and if you're hungry, you cannot learn well. The whole point of school is learning, and everything we can do to create an environment that allows children to thrive and learn is what we need to do." An associate superintendent of West Contra Costa Unified School District says it's about time lunches were free. Just like you need to give students textbooks and a computer, there are certain things you need to do, and this is one of them. Tina Self, a mother of two who lives in San Luis Obispo, said, "It might seem like a little bit, but it helps a lot. With a gallon of gas costing $5 and the rent prices raising." Before the new universal meal program, Self's family was unable to participate because they were slightly over the income bracket. "Lucky for us, we both have a job and we have 2 running cars," she said of herself and her husband, "but we're barely making it as it is." School districts still had to ask families to complete the household income eligibility forms. This was essential because the information is used to determine federal funding and is a key factor in the local control funding formula, which gives additional state funds to districts based off their community's needs, as demonstrated in these documents. The West Contra Costa Unified School District was concerned about a decrease in the number of completed forms they would receive, which would lead to a reduction in essential supplemental funds. Because of this, the district had outreach workers call families to explain the importance of submitting their information. This resulted in more families filling out the form than the previous school year. This is a potential solution that other districts could also consider. There are pros and cons to being reliant on the government to make decisions about the nutrition students receive. There have been issues with school meals lacking nutritional value in the past, but it is stated in the bill that 2 nutritionally adequate school meals free of charge during each school day will be provided. It's also been thought that schools may be able to use their purchasing power to change the quality and sustainability of food. It's possible that the extra funding will allow for fresher, better quality foods too. California was the first state to implement a statewide student meals program, and Maine followed shortly afterwards. We may see many other states follow suit in the near future. I think this is one big step towards improving the education system in America. It's a monumental change that helps children, families, and society as a whole. This doesn't fix the larger issue of poverty, but it is a step in the direction of helping people. I'm curious to see what comes after this.